Hello. So today is August 18th, 2025, and it is officially the 10-year anniversary of the release of Animal Jam Play Wild. And I am making a special video. I am going to honor this occasion, I am going to tell everyone my Animal Jam story. The history of my Animal Jam career and what has happened to me over those years. So, I've been on Animal Jam for 6 years now. Uh, it feels like it's been, even though it feels like it's been a lot longer than that. But it's been, yep, I first joined Animal Jam AJ Classic in August 10th of 2019. I joined Play Wild in June 4th of 2020. So, yeah, so a few interesting things about it. So I didn't actually join Animal Jam until I was 21 years old. Yep, I was already 21. So there are a few reasons. So I didn't discover Animal Jam until the summer of 2019. So first off, so I was already in high school when Animal Jam initially peaked, and no one in my classes were playing it. Like no one around me was playing it. You know, and yeah, I also live in New Jersey, and according to Google Trends, Animal Jam had one of the lowest popularity rates in that state. But yeah, I did finally discover Animal Jam in the summer of 2019 through a pop up ad on YouTube. I think I was watching a Lola's Pet Shop YouTube video when I found the ad. So the ad was, it was an Arctic wolf with a spiked collar at the summer carnival. And I was like, this looks pretty interesting. But I actually disregarded it the first time. And then a few weeks later, I got another Animal Jam pop up ad, and this time was either a tiger or a leopard wearing glasses, carrying books at a library. And I was like, you know what? This game looks interesting. I'm gonna give this game a go. And yep, that moment changed my life forever. Yeah, I saw. I remember. I vaguely remember. So it was 3:30 a.m. Keep in mind I was already 21 years old when I first joined Animal Jam. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I remember like first being on Animal Jam. Like I came into Animal Jam completely blind. Like I discovered Animal Jam all on my own. I don't know no one I know personally, or at least that I know of, ever played Animal Jam. Uh, so yeah, I came to Animal Jam completely blind. I didn't know what to expect, and I looked around me, and so I I remember initially drooling over those over Arctic wolves and foxes and coyotes wearing like the designer skirt, and I just remembered seeing some outfits, uh, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like this place. I'm staying here, and boy, the rest is history. But anyway, I wanna I wanna also emphasize on how I got into Animal Jam at such a late age. So, it won't come as a surprise to anyone, I am autistic. But, yes, so, I, my obsession with animal characters actually didn't start until I was in high school. I had been into cartoons my whole life, but, uh, yeah, so I'd been into cartoons my whole life, but, like, my obsession with animal characters really didn't start until high school. So, my freshman, sophomore year of high school, I had a huge crush on a girl. We were in the marching band together, we were in the clarinet section together. She was 2 years older than me. I had a huge crush on this girl. All I could think of was her. And I asked her one day, "You want to hang out sometime?" I wasn't even asking her out. I just wanted to, just spend some time with her as friends. And she replied to me, "Sorry, Douglas, I don't think so." And that my heart sank. This single-handedly the worst day of my life, and uh, it really devastated me for a very long time. She ended up I followed her on Facebook. We were Facebook friends during the years that we were together in the marching band in high school. Shortly after she graduated, she blocked me for no apparent reason, and this really it hurt me to the core. And I then started, uh, so I was a CIT at a camp for autistic kids for 5 summers. I was actually a camper myself for 4 summers before that, and I spent a little bit of time these with a few kids. I really enjoyed it. I really it was a fun time, and it really helped me forget about my crush from high school. Of course, I couldn't spend time with any of them out. And there, uh, there were these two girls that I liked spending time with, but obviously I couldn't. So I was only 16 at the time. This was many, many years ago. This is the summer of 2014. Uh, you would think that this is when I discovered Animal Jam, but it's not. Like, I didn't find out about Animal Jam until the year after my final summer at that camp. But anyway, yeah. I enjoyed I liked enjoy they were fun to be around, and obviously I couldn't spend time with them outside of camp. So in comes my junior year of high school. I, I'm kind of lost in life. And then I go back to, so, as you can see, so I went back to, I routed back to characters who I enjoyed in my earlier years. So, yeah, so obviously Lucario was one of the characters I turned to because I previously had discovered him in Super Smash Bros. Back in 2010. And then around the same time, I I discovered Super Snooper in the Laugh Olympics, also in 2010. And then, of course, my third character, I one of my other favorites that I also got obsessed with back in 6th grade is Vixie from Fox and the Hound. So, yeah, so I got back into those characters in my junior year of high school in 2014. This is also when I began playing Quiz Up religiously because it helped me get over my crush. I stopped going on Facebook regularly because after she blocked me. And then, yeah, so obviously I published this way back in 2016. This is many, many years ago. We're talking when I was still in high school. I was still in high school at the time. And, yeah, so hence, this is my username, Lucario Super Vixie, and obviously I've been wanting to change my username for a while now, but obviously I'm stuck with this username because I have to be a core, and I do not have an account for real money, so I can't get core and I can't change my username. But anyway, yeah, so back to my story. So really, it then by my senior year, my favorite characters started to grow a little bit. So then I really got into Braixen. I remember having a huge crush on Braixen in my senior year of high school, and then it went to Sasha LaFleur in From All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 in the series, uh, and then yes, by my freshman year of college, I really got into Lily from Alpha and Omega, and then also December, and then obviously Christmas of 2016, and then in spring, in like winter to spring of 2017, I also really got into Ash from Sing. So yes, so this is when, as my DeviantArt thing progressed. So so you can see there the groups that I'm in. So so Ash from Sing Club, Super Snooper Club, Lee Fan Club. I was originally in a Lucario fan club, but either either that either that club was deleted or I got kicked out of it because I was inactive. But yeah, so there's still a lot more for me to tell. So I have to wait. All right. Okay, so yeah, so there's more than I want. So fast forward to so anyway, I forgot to mention I joined DeviantArt in March of 2016, and then I started posting on DeviantArt in fall of 2016. So yeah, so then so we go over to fast forward to summer again. I will go back to that's really how things began. And then, there's more. Actually, I'm not done with my pre-Animal Jam story yet. So obviously, fast forward to 2018. Oh, I don't even need to do that because I have a whole album. So yeah, fast forward to 2018, and Aggretsuko comes out, and I really fall in love with this Fennec Fox character who's named Fenneco. The funny thing is, I originally thought her name was spelled Fenneco rather than Eko, but yeah, that's how it really started. This was, yeah, this is one of my favorite Fenneco picks, but like, yeah, this is pretty much how it all started. And then the fall of 2018, Zoe Trent comes into my life, and boy oh boy, I really fall in love with this character. Still remains one of my favorites to this day. I still have I have like hundreds of pictures of her. But anyway, yes. I can't. I really am unsure which is my favorite Zoe pick, but like they're all up there. I love pretty much all of the picks that I've taken of her, but yeah. And that's it for that is everything. So now we're all caught up. That's all my pre-Animal Jam story. And now we go to the main event. Alright, so August 10th, 2019, around 3:30 a.m. I joined an MMO. I joined an MMO called Animal Jam, and it was still known as, of course, it was still known as Animal Jam at the time. It was AJ Classic now, but it was still known as Animal Jam at the time. So yeah, so I remember the first time that I was on. I remember seeing all the characters for the first time. And yeah, so I remember seeing Jamaa Township, and yes, I was amazed at the Arctic wolves and foxes and other member animals wearing such elaborate items that, you know, you could see like hearts in my eyes. Like yeah, but it was really amazing. And yes, so I quickly became obsessed with Animal Jam through, so my first week on Animal Jam, I played all of the adventures, because my main on AJ Classic is Wolf, so I was able to do the 2D adventures as well, so I did every single one of the adventures. I played all the games. The first few months I was on Animal Jam a lot in the first few months, and I watched a ton of Animal Jam content. I watched a lot of Wisteria Moon, Bepper, Julian 2, etc. And I I learned so much about this game in just the first few months, and like, it's truly amazing. Like, it turns out that the game had been around since 2010, and I didn't know about it until 2019. But still, it's pretty amazing that this game is still going strong to this day. So, yeah, initially, I was gonna go through the cycle of the year, since I already got all of the game playing achievements. Initially, my goal was just to get, since I was a non-member and I had to pay for a membership, and I don't have, uh, like I said, I don't have an account for real money. But yeah, so I I was initially I stayed on Animal Jam because I really enjoyed seeing those member outfits. Obviously, I couldn't be have one because I was a non-member, but I really enjoyed like the mini games and the adventures. So I got all of the within the first few months. I got all of the game playing achievements, and I also had so I also had my sights set on getting my Animal to Adventure level 30. So, yes. So I was initially, I gotten, by the end of 2019, my classic main, Silly Claus, who, got all the way, was already at 17 or 18 by the end of 2019. And then I remember, I remember the Advent. So here's a story that, a story that happened on December 23rd, 2019. This was the, and this was the only day that I actually was not on either Animal Jam platform. at all. This is the only day since I joined that I was not on either Animal Jam platform at all. I've been on, so I went home from my I drove home from my grandparents. I was kind of in a rush. I had a bad turn of the light. I was in the wrong lane and I very nearly ended up in a head-on collision, but thankfully I didn't. And then, uh, and then I don't remember what happened the rest of the day, but then I realized, oh shit, I forgot to go on Animal Jam, and yep, I missed that advent calendar day. It was the, it was the Jamal the Aviator hat that day, and I was like really disappointed. And I wanted that Aviator hat because I should have had it. So, this was the only, so I traded the rare mask that I got from Sky High. Usually you get those rare Freedom masks from Sky High, and I traded it with a bunny who had the aviator hat in their inventory, and then I traded it, and boom, I got the aviator hat. And that was the only time I ever traded on Animal Jam. On either Animal Jam platform, the only time I ever had a successful trade and even attempted to have a successful trade, and that was it. But yeah, however, initially, my silly clause was just a white wolf with a purple butterfly bill. So yeah, and then and then we had the Jamal Day Musketeer hat, the Jamal Day jacket, and the Jamal Day boots, which you now know which is what they are today, that you all know and love. But anyway, yes. So, one more emphasis. My Animal Jam username is University Pet Shop. Which is a portmanteau of my two favorite shows, University Challenge and Littlest Pet Shop. Yeah. I forgot to mention my username origins there, why I chose my username. But anyway, yeah. So yeah. As we moved on, 2020 goes on. I wasn't on Animal Jam as much in early 2020, so yeah. So I would just log in every day to get the daily spin and then just leave. And then I waited. I'm back, and then just to see what the new seasonal adventure is, play the new seasonal adventure. And I was kind of like set to retire after a year or so. But then, March of 2020, we had COVID lockdown begins. And so yeah, on March 26th, which also happened to be my 22nd birthday, they release, Animal Jam announces free membership. And so the funny thing is, I actually did not find out about it until March 30th. So the free membership thing was out. The code was out from March 26th to March 31st. So I got in, I noticed it. So usually I didn't really bother reading the Jamal Journal since I was a non-member, and like a lot of those things didn't really matter to me. But it was a big thing, and I found out I found out on March the 30th, and it was, I think it was just, yes, I found it on March the 30th, which was the second to last day that the code was out, and I found out about it because of a Wisteria Moon video popping up in my recommendations saying that they had release free membership. And if I had not seen that video at that time, and if I had missed the free membership period, I could have quit Animal Jam right there, and my Animal Jam career would have ended there. And I just can't imagine, like, how different things would be if if that was the end of my Animal Jam career. I just could not. Like, this is when, so, yeah, so I did the code, and boom. I now, I now is, I now, so now I am a member, uh, temporarily, of course, and then, so, I make my Arctic Wolf avatar, Miss Pretty Billy, and, yes, she's a very pretty lady. So, yeah, so obviously, she wore the purple garter hat and the grass skirts, of course. My Animal Jam character is so gorgeous. This is the first ever Animal Jam deviation, the first ever Animal Jam photo that I ever have on my DeviantArt account. This is the first ever Animal Jam pic. This is from March 31st of 2020. Yeah. From March 31st of 2020. So, yeah. And at the time, I was still using my Dell, so I didn't have the screenshot, so I used my phone to take the pictures. So a lot of my early early photos, like yeah, I see my earlier photos I took from my phone. But yeah, this is another one from that free membership period back in March to April of 2020. Yeah, when you can clearly see this is the browser controls in the game. And yeah, this is the Wolves Only party, and yeah, so I also did my Fox Rosie Spirit Rails and my Coyote Miss Fancy Iris, but she was different back then. I didn't do my classic yet, but yeah, whole thing. Yes. So, let me just go back to. I have too many. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, just another. I'm gonna go back to the main thumbnail that I had. So yeah. So, going back to the free membership period. So, I had a lot of fun. I did the adventures as my Miss Pretty Billy, and I was really, I was just so happy during that time. But I also had tears coming down my eyes because I knew it wasn't gonna last. And when it ran out, I was feeling pretty sad, and I just, but I was still, but I still really got into Animal Jam. I grinded to 1,000,000 gems by playing Phantom's Treasure, the shipwreck one. I mastered Phantom's Treasure, and I would gain like 12,000. I would gain like 10 to 12,000 gems an hour by doing Phantom's Treasure. I actually played. There were a few days where I played for a few hours a day, Phantom's Treasure, and I did eventually get to 1 million gems. I have there is something. So I do have something on my this I do have the screenshot when I hit 1 million gems. So maybe just 1 million. There we go. This is when I had 10 million gems on Classic and 100 million gems on Play Wild. But of course I have a long way to go before I get there. But this is when I hit 1 million gems on AJ Classic. This was May 27th of 2020 was when I hit 1 million gems in AJ Classic. But so in May 2020, the amazing migration happens, and Animal Jam becomes Animal Jam Classic, and Animal Jam Play Wild becomes Animal Jam. So the day is June 4th of 2020. I decided to give Play Wild a go, and I joined Play Wild. I initially thought, you know what, I'm probably not gonna enjoy Play Wild as much as I've been enjoying Classic. How wrong I was. Play Wild quickly became my main game after I joined. So I joined Play Wild on June 4th of 2020. I've not missed a single day since I joined. I've been on Animal Jam Play Wild every single day since I joined on June 4th of 2020. Doesn't feel like it, but I have been on every single day. But so this is my very first Animal Jam Play Wild pick. My Miss Pretty Belly and my Coyote Damper Crystal. This is June 5th of 2020. You can notice a little bit of a difference here. So this is before the Soul Arcade came out in Play Wild, which came out in January or February of 2021. But it was more plain back then, and so another early pick. This is also in June of 2020, my first month on Animal Jam Play Wild, and my Miss Pretty Belly looking cute as ever. Hula dancing in the middle of the Wolves Only party stage, very similar to my classic photo from a few months prior. Anyway, we're gonna so go over to so I'm trying to think, do I have any more stories to share throughout the summer of 2020? I don't think I have anything more to share for the summer of 2020, so Play Wild quickly became my main game. So fall of 2020. So now I'm going to share with you the how I started. So let's go fast forward to October 2020. So I think this is not my first October 1st of 2020. The Coyote comes back in bundle, and I quickly get the Coyote, and who I named Miss Fancy Iris after my Miss Fancy Iris in AJ Classic, and I instantly fell in love with her, and she became my comfort animal, my spirit animal. She just became everything to me, quickly became everything to me, and my god, she is as gorgeous as ever. She is such a cutie pie. I love her so much. My cutie in her comfy hula skirt and a rose hat. She looks very happy. So, yeah, I got her on October 1st of 2020. This pic was from October 3rd of 2020. This is my very first pic of my lovely Miss Fancy Iris on Play Wild, the one I know and love, the one who still remains my main animal on Play Wild to this day, and my icon, still remains my icon to this day. And she just means so much to me, and I love her so, so much. So, yeah, and then about a week later, the Phantom Party happens on Play Wild, and then so I go to the Phantom Party, and I see a Jambassador there, awesome as me, by the mirror statue. I was initially drawn to it because I saw the mirror statue dance. Yes, it was. It's a pretty amazing thing. I was like, yeah, you see Awesome saying, "Is this new?" And he said no. The racks underneath the statue are new. Oh, the cracks, yes, that is pretty ominous. And then yeah, so I initially came in there and I saw Mira dancing. I was like, I thought it was just for the party as well. Like it was the first time I saw Mira dancing as well. Because we both, both Awesome and I, we were both coyotes that first found out that the mirror statue was dancing. But yeah, yeah, you can see this is my appearance in our video, Phantom Invasion, which actually amassed 20k views. Unfortunately, she took down the video, but I still have the part where I'm in. I actually uploaded the part myself on YouTube. It's still there. But yeah. And it also says, is this always been a thing? That's pretty cool. I like this. Whoa, majestic. Maybe these smart three-dimensional Animal Jam people will know more than I do. I am a smart my response, I am a smart three-dimensional Animal Jam person. But at the time, I knew as much about this statue as you did, but now I know a lot more about the game, of course. And then he said no. Okay, the racks underneath the statue are new. Oh, the cracks. Yeah, that is pretty ominous. Nothing interesting here to denote, so I don't see any other suspicious, and that's all I remember because that's where my clip ends. But yeah, Miss Fancy Iris then appears next to Awesome in the in the Phantom Invasion. So, believe it or not, okay. So here's the thing. So I need to know how long I've been recording. I think I've been recording for like 38 minutes now. So yeah. Not only did Dancing get to meet Awesome as me during Night of the Phantoms, she even got to be in her video as well. When Dancing saw herself in Awesome's video, she screamed at the top of her lungs, ran across the room, jumping, dancing, and rolling in the grass. She had so much excitement that she ran all across the room yelling, OMG, OMG, OMG! I was so excited. When she got back home, she literally passed out, tired from letting all of her excitement escape from inside her. Dancing wasn't the only one excited. I was so happy to see my lovely lady on the YouTube screen. My fluff. Oh man, it's hard to read this with a straight face. My fluffy kins just looked so cute in the video. It made my heart beat fast. Not only was this my first YouTube appearance on Play Wild, but this was also the first non-live stream and the first one by chance. Dancing as one lucky lady. And then, yeah, I made this clever joke. This is a genuine Halloween video because my pumpkin makes an appearance. I love that. So the reason why I say first non-live stream appearance is because back in August of 2020, my main on AJ Classic, Silly Claus, made a couple of appearances in Wisteria Moon's live stream. So this is the first one, so here I am right here. I said so many commons. This was the first. This was Wisiri Moon's first. Actually, no, this was her second ever live stream. Her first ever Animal Jam live stream. So the first live stream was actually just Feral only, but her second live stream was both Animal Jam and Feral, and here I am here. And then this was her third ever live stream, and here I am right next to her. And yeah, so the Phantom Invasion was actually not the only time that I ran into Awesome. So Awesome as Me is actually here. Silly Claus was actually there, close to her, back in Wisiri Moon's live stream. And actually, this video actually amassed even more views than Phantom Invasion. So Phantom Invasion had like 20k. This video has 24k. So Silly Claus actually has more YouTube views in the peak than Miss Fancy Iris. But yeah, so this was her third live stream. This was just Animal Jam, and yeah, this is the also the live stream where she raided people's dens and actually sometimes entered random people's dens, which was pretty funny. Silly Claus is just yeah. So yeah, I'm standing right behind Wisiri Moon in this pic. You can see me right here. Yep, and then there's the third one I'm in. Yeah, too full. There I am saying, yep, too full. Right there, yeah. But anyway, yes. So, yeah, so that sums up. So, obviously, Awesome, appearing on Awesome's video, this inspired me to make my own YouTube video. So, I made my first YouTube video in October 2020. So, yes. I was also, another thing, I was looking at Animal Jam's official YouTube channel and seeing, the trending videos list. And, yeah, seeing if it would ever make the trending, if Awesome's Phantom Invasion would ever make the trending YouTube list. Unfortunately, it did not. I also spent a little time. I also was intrigued by looking at Animal Jam's Facebook page, and then I saw a game related pages called Dungeon Dogs, and I was like, you know what? This game looks pretty interesting, and I joined Dungeon Dogs for the first time. That's how I discovered Dungeon Dogs. If it wasn't for me looking at the Facebook page, I never would have discovered Dungeon Dogs. But anyway, yeah, so my KT. Obviously, I didn't get this outfit until Halloween 2022, but yeah. Anyway, she became my second in command after my Miss Fancy Iris. She became my top alternate. But anyway, yeah. So now we get to the part. So obviously 2020 for me was peaches and cream, but unfortunately things took a little bit of a dark turn for me in 2021. So in early 2021, so the January 21st of 2021, I go on to my other game, Quiz Up, that I've been on for over 6 years, and it was about 2 a.m. I am sitting on the couch, the exact same place where I'm sitting right now, and I go on my phone and I see a bulletin board saying it's time to say goodbye, and I am like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I can't, don't tell me Quiz Up is getting shut down. And then pop-up message pops up since 2013, our passionate community, blah, 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 blah. On March 22nd, 2021, we will be discontinuing Quiz Up. My heart just sank. And I was crying, I was angry, I was just, I saw comments, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. You know, Glue was, so Glue Mobile, who owns QuizUp for the last 4 years and 3 months. The original company, Plain Vanilla, went out of business and then was sold to Glue Mobile. And they neglected QuizUp the whole time. They didn't do anything. They had more than enough resources to keep the game afloat, and they just threw QuizUp under the bus, and it was rough. Yeah, I see comments saying, "Oh yeah, they didn't care," and everyone agreed that they were just super. Yeah, they were extremely shitty to the QuizUp community, and part of me, I really hoped that it wouldn't happen, but unfortunately it did. And I remember going on to Animal Jam right after that, going on to play Wild and just telling my Miss Fancy Iris, I love you so much. I love you so much. Oh my god, this is so awful. Oh, this feels so, so awful. I love you so much, Miss Fancy Iris. You're the most beautiful lady in the world. And I was just so, so sad. I was so depressed. Oh my god. I remember walking through the Lost Temple of Zeos and just saying, I love you, Miss Fancy Iris. I love you, Miss Fancy Iris. Oh god. It was just single handedly the worst day of my life. Uh, and, yeah, and then a few days later, I decided to quit QuizUp for good and just get it out of the way. And in a week later, in February 2021, I discovered a game called Cody Cross. So I played Cody Cross, a little bit of Cody Cross. But that was just one of the games of many that I were potential alternates, but ultimately I turned to Animal Jam because that was my main. And then March 24th, QuizUp gets shut down, and it really devastates me. It takes a really large toll on me, and I would have it was really bad. I would sleep throughout the day. I would have lunch at like 6 p.m. and I would have dinner at around midnight. My schedule was so bad. I remember just hitting myself, and it was just it was really bad. I was in such a deep state of depression, but you know, Animal Jam was there for me. Animal Jam really helped me get through those difficult times, and I turn to Animal Jam and I see that, and I look at how caring Wilds Works is to Animal Jam and the Animal Jam community, how much AJHQ is involved in their community, and, yeah. Also, remembering Wisteria Moon's comment, my true belief is that Wilds Works cares about their players. If they didn't, they would most likely shut Animal Jam Classic or Animal Jam down for good, given the circumstances. Keck would follow up with that. If Wildworks really didn't care about Animal Jam, they would have closed shop years ago. And then you see Clark Stacy. I want Animal Jam to be around when your kids are old enough to play it. And then you see him say, thank you, Animal Jam, for making these past 10 years worth it. And then, yep, and then someone asks him, will Animal Jam Classic ever get shut down? And he replies, nope, never. And, this gave me a lot of hope for Animal Jam. And, it really showed, and I was like, it really shows that Wildworks actually cares about because Classic was already 10 years old at the time, and Play Wild had recently turned 5 years old at the time, and it wasn't those games weren't going away anytime soon. And Quiz Up sadly was not so lucky. It was only 7 years old, and there are times where I really wish I had been on Animal Jam as long as I was on Quiz Up. But now I'm really close to overtaking Quiz Up for the longest time period I've spent on a game continuously. I've now been on Animal Jam for 6 years now. But after my legacy with Quiz Up shattered, I quickly rebuilt a new legacy with Animal Jam. And it was pretty amazing. I got a job, so I spent a lot of time on Animal Jam. So after Quiz Up was shut down, I created another avatar, an Arctic Fox avatar named Miss Bright Hollow, and it's gonna be a long time before I get to the very first Miss Bright Hollow pick, because I have so many pics of her. So I'm still on there. Getting close. So these were all the early ones. So I already had. So I was already. These are my earlier Miss Bright Hollow picks. So yeah. And again, so she wore the beret and the hula skirt. So she became my main. I fell in love with her. She was like so you could actually do a monthly membership for Sapphires and Play Wild. So at the time, it was only worth 400 Sapphires. So I purchased 400 Sapphires. It switched to 600 Sapphires in March of 2023. But so the Sapphires, so and all that. So I purchased a Sapphire membership to make me feel better, and I got my gorgeous Miss Bright Hollow, who's now Miss White Pink, but she was Miss Bright Hollow at the time, and she just looks so cute in this picture. But anyway, so did all the adventures with her, made a lot of pics with her, all of them, and I did. This is when I started posting a lot on DeviantArt, but there's lots and lots of Bright Hollow pics throughout April of 2021 and May of 2021, and then the otter comes back, and then Miss Glaring Fire enters the picture in May of 2021. So there's again, I have a ton of pics of her. So yep, this is my first Glaring Fire pics. I have a lot of them. So these are Miss Glaring Fire doing the adventures and all that. This is May of 2021. Or was it actually June of 2021? No, it was May of 2021, so yeah. So, let's go to, fast forward to the summer of 2021. And then, so I had a job at at a local supermarket. I only had that job for a month and a half, and I got fired because I had an anger incident. Coworker yelled at me, being the autistic person that I am. I did not take it well, and I knocked over a display, and I knocked over a few trash cans, and and got fired a few days later. So yeah, it did not go well for me, and I actually haven't had a job since because I'm too afraid that something like that would happen again. But anyway, yeah. So I spent a lot more time on the Animal Jam, and then so so I've been recording for probably almost an hour now. So fast forward to November, December 2021. So Cinder is announced. So I was neutral about Cinder. Uh, I continue to support Wildworks because of all the amazing things that they have done over the years, and in my heart, whatever Wildworks was doing, it was the right thing to do. It was a responsible thing. However, so many other people were not buying it. They not only publicly expressed their criticism, but they were insulting Wildworks and sending threats to them. It was pretty awful. They were they were calling them uncaring and petty. You know what company actually is uncaring and petty? Glue Mobile, who completely neglected the QuizUp community the whole time, and they just threw it away. I remember Clark Stacey replying to a comment saying, if I was really in it for the money, I would not be talking to you right now. And I fully trust Clark Stacey. Nick Earl never talked to the QuizUp community. The higher ups at Glue Mobile never talked to the QuizUp community. Clark Stacey has been there for the community. He's been friends with the Jambassadors and all that. He he addressed the community when the data breach happened, and he's done live streams with you know and it's an AJHQ welcomed the girl with special needs for Make a Wish. Uh, they've donated presents to children in need, and then he's done public interviews, and and many people know that Clark Stacey is a great guy, and I trusted, I supported Wildworks throughout that, and I defended Wildworks throughout that, and I got a couple of threats myself for defending Wildworks during that time. And things escalated. Things did escalate. People were then saying, "Oh, yeah, what Wildworks is doing is dangerous and it's going to bankrupt the company." Well, well, it was mostly feral community. I didn't give a fuck about feral. I just was really hoping that Animal Jam would be okay, no matter what happens. I I expected feral to shut down for a while, and but I still had, regardless of what was going to happen, I still had hope that Animal Jam was going to pull through, and obviously there were so many, obviously there was just so many threats, and it just so many insults to Wildworks at that time. It just made me so uncomfortable, and of course, I chose to ignore it, and I was wise to just block out the negativity towards Wildworks, and because I know that Wildworks is a good company at heart, and I look at all the past things that they've done and that they continue to do, and they even during that time period, they initially they had Sapphire membership purchases upped, and then they fixed it. Like, and then you have these Jambassador events, and you have contests, it really shows how much AJHQ is involved in their community. Uh, but yeah, I continue to support Wild Works, and then through all of it, after seeing all those insults that just made me feel to Wild Works, which just made me feel really uncomfortable, I did scale back from Animal Jam a little bit, and I spent more time on other games that I played, such as Dungeon Dogs and Cody Cross. So go back to obviously 2021 was such a dark year for me, and I even had the thought of taking my own life if Animal Jam were to shut down as well. So yeah, it was a pretty dark year for me. But there were some lights. There were some lights in the during that time, and those lights were this character. So an African wild dog character in Dungeon Dogs named Toto, and I discovered her true and happy self in July of 2021, and boy oh boy oh boy, I Toto, I just instantly fell in love with her. She's such a happy and lovey little lady, and I just love her so. I love her to death. She just, she just opens my heart and just, really helped me through those difficult times, you know. And it was really, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. She just really helps me through a lot, and she's just my spirit animal. She carries a lemon tree with her. Got all the sourness out of her, and she's just a happy-go-lucky lady. The other character who I instantly fell in love with is a character from Cody Cross, a fairy or an little alien helper named Liz. Although she didn't actually get the name Liz until either New Year's Eve 2022 or New Year's Day 2023. But anyway, yeah, she's such a beautiful lady, beautiful little lady. She wears a yellow raincoat, carries a pink backpack, and her purple eyes just capture everything for me, and it's just so I really love I love her so much. I also discovered in fall of 2021 I discovered Meow Meow Heroes of Pure Heart. I fell in love with the Dorbat. She's such a cutie pie. I also have hundreds of pictures of Dorbat. I discovered Meow Meow Heroes of Pure Heart and DeviantArt in October 2021. And yeah, but yes, Dorbat became another one of my favorite characters at that time. So, go to late December of 2021, early January of 2022. So, as I said, amidst all of the all of the things that just really made the chaos that unfolded, all of the insults that Wildworks was getting, that just made me go on the defense and just defend Wildworks. And then I got threats myself, and even the ambassadors got threats, and I think this is what led to Azur leaving the Animal Jam community. But yeah, it was such an awful time, and so one person said to me, "Oh, Douglas Squarsoni, you, uh, you can continue to suck Wildworks' willy and have them not give a care about you." It was so awful, and it really shattered me, and it really hurt me, and I needed so much comfort, and I was so depressed. So I scaled back and I turned to other TV shows, other cartoons. I stumbled upon a show on Disney Plus called Chicken Squad. Uh, it was a fun show. I watched the entire series, and then I was intrigued by this character, a fox who wore like this hearing aid thing. Her name is Gizmo, and she appears in a few episodes, and uh, she's insanely cute. I love her so much, and she instantly became my favorite. And she was underrated. Doesn't appear, She appears in a few episodes, but she appears in enough of the show that you really get to know her well, and yeah, she just gives me so much comfort and all that. Uh, this is my absolute favorite Gizmo pick. She just looks so shy and so cute in this pick. Yeah. But anyway, yes. So that's one of them. So, uh, fast forward to April of 2022. A new show on Netflix comes out called Creature Cases, and I watched that series in its entirety as well. Then I see this. I instantly fall in love with the character who's named Genet, which is spelled Genet, just like the playwright, but the T is actually pronounced. But anyway, she wears an orange, a red tank top and brown denim shorts, and she just has a cute outfit. She's just super cute, and she just brings a light in my life, and I love her so much, and I could tell, oh my god, she's so cute. Look at how cute, look at these pics. I love this pic as well. I have this pic in my, YouTube wallpaper, you know, she, like Gizmo, she appears in a few episodes. She has a main part in one episode, in episode 2, uh, and then she makes cameo appearances in much of other episodes, and yeah, I instantly fall in love with her. Again, she's in there enough that you really get to know the character. Fast forward to September, October 2022. I discover a show on DeviantArt called Sherlock Yak. And then I fall in love with this Gazelle character. And boy, oh boy. Oh my god, my heart beats so fast every time I look at her. She is just so beautiful. I love her so much. And especially that smile. Look at that smile. She looks so cute. That smile. This is my absolute favorite pic of her. I just love her so much. She's just very pretty. Again, she also appears in a few episodes, and she appears in the show enough that you really get to know her. And I just feel such a connection. Yeah, this is a funny pic as well. But well, anyway, it just makes me yeah, and thus the new what do I try to call it, the my own famous 5: Totaliz, Gizmogen, and Gazelle, and but yep, and that's how it all started. 20. So back on the subject of Animal Jam. So initially, WildWorks made Cinder to make up for the millions of dollars that they lost on Feral. When things were not working out, they spun Cinder into its own company, and then in August of 2022, they were acquired by Nazara. of course, when they were acquired by Nazara, my, I was, I was sick to my stomach because obviously my previous gaming experience the, we had obviously Glue Mobile just neglected QuizUp the entire time and threw it under the bus. And I was morbidly afraid that Nazara would do the same thing with Animal Jam. But how wrong I was. In fact, there have been a lot of improvements to Animal Jam since Nazara took control of WildWorks, such as the Wishing Well and Treasure Hunt and a number of other features, the throwback bundles, and also some potions and all that, and some prized bundles. There's quite a lot. But yeah, anyway, continuing on my Animal Jam quest. So, one thing that I really enjoy was I go fast forward all the way to fall of 2023. So, or when the Darkside Arctic Wolf comes, and oh my god, look at how beautiful she is. What do I have? I need to find the other, pic of the, Darkside Arctic Wolf from the, original thing. Shoot. There we go. Well, this is my Miss Chillbill, my Darkside Arctic Wolf when I first got her. And, yeah, it was really, but here it was, and God, she's so beautiful. My heart just beat fast every time I looked at her. She looks so cute in this pic. I just love her to death. You know, it was like, she was so special to me. Now, I'm trying to find the first, pic. Where's that pic of, where is that pic of, now, I'm trying to remember what that, my other Darkside Wolf pic was called, but I'm just gonna try Darkside, but I don't think it's gonna work now. Alright, maybe if I do beautiful, maybe it'll work. No, unfortunately not. So, yeah, it's probably gonna, I'm just gonna, I might just have to scroll down and, I'm just gonna have to scroll down and find it because I don't remember what it was called. I'm just gonna get my mouse and scroll down. But, yeah, this is kind of a pain in the ass. God. I have to go pretty far back, all the way to the fall of 2023. Alright, looks like we're not. No, I'm still in the fall of 2024. God damn, this is gonna take so long. But yeah, I've been recording for like an hour and 10 minutes now. I hope my video isn't too long. But yeah, you can see how many Animal Jam photos I have, and also how many pics of Gizmogen and Gazelle I have. But yeah, absolutely, and then, god damn it, this is gonna take so long. This is gonna take a shitload of time. Okay. I'm getting close. This is when I started with my Genet avatar. Alright, we're getting very close. Almost there. I'm still on January, I'm still in February 2024. And then, yeah. And yes, I also have a lot of Kip from Vita the Vet pics, which I will get to very soon. On January 2024, another character I really fell in love with. I love Kip so much. She is so cute. But, yeah, God damn it. This is gonna take so freaking long. Oh my god. Am I on... I'm getting very close. I'm now in November 2023, so here I am. It's gonna happen. And, yep, it's coming. More Gazelle, more Genet, more Gizmo, and it's gonna be... There, this one. Cute and Sexy Lady. That's what I titled that. Okay, yeah, so... Yep, October 13, 2023. God, she is... Yeah. She is a cute and sexy lady. Oh my god. Damn. I know. My heart just beat so fast. And... Yep. Anyway, yeah, so go over to... Now we're going into 2024. We're getting more recent. I fall in love with Kip from Vita the Vet. And, yeah. So in early 2024, Clark Stacy steps down as the CEO of WildWorks, and then shortly after that, he left WildWorks entirely. This obviously broke my heart, because Clark Stacy was the one who really had the most hope, was the most optimistic about Animal Jam. And, yeah, so... And then also in early 2024, Wisteria Moon leaves the Animal Jam community for good because of the Asteralium incident. But, yeah. After Clark and Wisteria both left Animal Jam, I felt like a bit less optimistic about Animal Jam, but I still had hope that Animal Jam would live on. However, I turned to another passion of mine, which is geography. I was spending more time on Huge Quiz than Animal Jam, during that year. Is when I started uploading Huge Quiz videos. I was watching YouTubers such as Jake Lyons and Sweating Geography, and I've always been very good in geography, but, in the past year I've excelled, and you can see how much I've improved and how well I do today. But yeah, anyway, this brings us to the present, and look at all of the animals that I have now. So, obviously, I have my Miss Fancy Iris, and also my Miss Spirit Rose, my Miss Chill Bell. This is Miss Shy Paws. And Baroness Fancy Iris, I got, she's my Miss Fancy Iris's cousin. I got her in The Autumn Coyote, came out in November 2022. And then, there's Fenna Kip, who a combination of Fenna Co. and Kip. This is my Swift Deer, who I just got last month. My newest of the Animal Jam avatars, at least of my favorites. Miss Pretty Belly right here, and Miss Laughing Tulip here, and then my Adorabat avatar, Miss Magic Star, my Foklingon, play wild. Oh, she just looks so cute in this pic. Miss Glaring Fire, Miss Bright Hollow, and those are all my favorite play wild avatars. Here are all my favorite classic avatars. Obviously, my classic Miss Fancy Iris. So this is Blossom and Bloom, or like twin sisters. They have similar outfits but different colors, both deer. This is Miss Brave Doll, my llama. Is very cute. This is again my AJ Classic Finnekip. Miss White Pink, she now goes by, formerly Miss Bright Hollow, but she now goes by Miss White Pink. And then this is Miss Dark Shadow. This is, oh my god, she makes my heart beat fast. She is so beautiful. She just, my god, that outfit, her outfit is just so stunning, and she just looks so cute. And you know, if she was an actual character from a TV show, she would be up there with Tola's Gizmo, Janet, and Gazelle. But yeah. But yeah, that's my Miss Dark Shadow. She is absolutely stunning. Miss Glaring Fire. And then this is Jim Arena, who I named after the Arena Chapel in Padua, due to the blueness of the rare beret. And then here it is, my Gizmo avatar, my Janet avatar, and my Gazelle avatar. I also have an avatar of Alex Antelope from Chip and Potato. So I also have I have a bunch of Alex Antelope pics, who I also this is a little bit further down. There's some of those pics. Yeah. Really, yeah. And few more couple other characters I also had. So there's a couple other characters that I've made Animal Jam avatars on. So I have so you can see I have a shitload of favorite characters, but I'll show them after I go through the rest of my Animal Jam stuff. So yeah, so I gotta go a little further down. It's gonna take me a while to get through 1 month. So yep. So this is Riley Ringtail from Ping and Roar. This is Margit. Yes, it's pronounced Margit from Many Mighty Kids. And I have here are my pictures of Margit of Riley Ringtail pics, and then Margit pics. Yeah. I haven't used those avatars lately because they didn't reach legacy status or diamond status like my other characters that I've used the Animal Jam avatars on. But yeah, I have over the years my characters have been more diverse now. So yeah, these are over 100 different characters from over 100 different shows. So yeah, and I haven't even updated it since December, and that list has since grown. So yeah, but yeah, so that is my story. That is my Animal Jam story. You know, Animal Jam has just done so much for me, and I will be playing this game for many more years to come. But anyway, that is it for now. So long.